Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Dana, and this morning we're going to be talking about input routing and the local input routing at that. When we speak of routing, if you're familiar with the X and M32 series mixers, we always labeled our scribble strip first. We're not going to do that. We want to label our inputs. That is our source. The channels are our destinations. So if we come up to routing, and if you notice now, we're on the output routing because we have this highlighted up here, and we want to be on the input side. And here is our source and local in. This is the only thing that we can pull for our local in routing. So when I determined that I want to use channel 20 as the input for my Shure 7B to make these videos, I simply click on it. And I come over here, and as you can see the settings up here on the right, I can rename this. And I renamed it my Shure 7B. And then I can close this out. And here I can give it an icon and I can give it a color. And then I can also tag it. Videos, add tag. So what that'll do is anytime I'm doing these videos, I can bring up this tag and it's going to bring this up right here. Okay. So here I can set my 48 volt phantom power. Now keep in mind, we have not even went to the channel yet. We are simply coming up here and we are naming our inputs. Now I've got a sound bullet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this sound bullet. I'm going to give it a color. I'm going to say close. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to give it a color. And let's make it blue like that. And let's give it a happy face, because I am happy when I use it. So I've got the sound bullet turned on, and watch what happens now when I plug it in here. You see that meter right there? So that tells me, and you look at the meter here, that that signal's coming through. So now I know that this input right here, this source, is always going to be associated with input 19. Why does that matter? Well, let's say that for whatever reason, I want to take channel 3. And if I go into local up here, channel 3, and I go to this input, you see where this sound bullet is right here? See what happens when I click on it now? It transfers that information over to the scribble strip. And that's the way that you want to have it. Because if you don't set it up like that, if we just come up to the channel itself and we name it, we're just going to name it test. We're going to make it yellow. We can give it an icon. And we can close that. So here, that's local 5. Well, what happens if I want that to be local 1 now? Watch what happens to it. Boom. I just lost all my information that I had put in there. But if I had named, if I had come up here to my routing, went to my inputs and actually named this from this position right here, and I know it wasn't 1, but it's close enough for you to get the idea. And then come up here and we can make it green and give it one of these. So now you see number 1, that's what it looks like. I can come up to 6, come back into local, take my routing, come up here and grab test 1, and right there it is on that channel. So this is the purpose of coming to routing, coming to your inputs, and naming them from here. Okay? I hope this helps, and we'll see you on the next one.